Welcome back to the channel. So before I get into the thoughts on possessions, I would like to preface this message with just a generalized thought on I'm not trying to cause any feelings of condemnation or guilt for people who have operated in a certain way and for a very long time. My family has been that way too. We've been a part of it. All I'm doing here is I'm presenting ways that I believe that the Lord has for his bride, his remnant bride, to be funneling money and possessions. So the thought on possessions is we here in the United States, perhaps North America too, have been very blessed, and it's very easy for one individual household of middle class or upper class to amass a large amount of stuff. And we've dealt with a lot of stuff over the years, in particular through our adoption process many years ago that kind of kicked off in 2013 and was about 4 years of our life. We would put on gigantic yard sales of people's unwanted belongings in order to raise funds. And the sheer amount of stuff that my husband and I handled throughout those years is unbelievable. How much stuff people can amass, and it's very easy to do. So needless to say, we have a lot of possessions and things at our fingertips. And when we don't want those things, or when we're done with something, the natural pattern of what people do is they either have their own yard sale or they don't. They take the things to a donation center out of the goodwill of their hearts. Now, the thing about that is there's no real benefit to the poor in this system or this pattern that many people have done for many years, because the donation center is typically another storefront where people come and they have to purchase those things. And we have, the CEO and all of the staff and all of the buildings, etc. So the possessions, in a large sense, are greatly tied up in the way that they're being handled. And it's also something that the greater church, all the churches, they don't typically handle receiving and distributing of clothing and things like that, supplies. What I'm suggesting here is, in order to streamline some of these things, is that the established church has a responsibility to clothe and to feed and to shelter. And we cannot leave it up to all of these businesses that have sprouted up. And streamlining in the fact that through the funneling of monetary and physical items, we don't have extra hands dipping into those needed supplies along the way. So the suggestion here, and I believe what the Lord would have his people consider, is that we may not fall into the regular pattern of boxing up and dropping off at a business. The church may be collecting and distributing possessions to those in need within their own locality. So those are the thoughts that I have for today regarding giving. So please consider, please think about it, pray about it, look at the scriptures, and our goal here is to remember how the early church operated and to cut out some of the excess systems or patterns that have developed over the years that kind of weaken the strength and the power and the influence that the church has in the world. So I hope you have a wonderful day today. Bye-bye.